Okay, this is day 123 on relative place value. Some of the things we really want to push for student understanding here is that this conceptual understanding of what one place value represents in relation to another place value. Another thing that students struggle with is like they don't understand what this question is asking. So we need to provide more clarity about what these specific questions are asking, right? They're asking us to compare the value of the digits. And so when we look at like the two right pair share questions, one is about this conceptual understanding. How does this model from part A connect to the place value chart from part B? What we want students to be talking about there is that 1/10 of one whole is like a tenth. If I shade in 1/10 is 1/10 of this whole number, right? And so like on this place value chart, we can talk about tenths. 10 of these tenths is equal to one whole, and 10 wholes is equal to 110, and 10 tens is equal to 100, right? Like pull out those flats, those unit cubes, those rods again, and show them that one more time if they're not getting it. Because what we need students to do is write these numbers in a place value chart and then be able to compare them. Know that when I'm moving from tens to ones, as I'm moving to the left, this is 1/10 of this, and this is 10 times whatever this is. Okay, so we want to build this conceptual understanding here, practice using a place value chart here and here, and then have students make the connection between these two. The other thing that we want students to do is recognize, like, how can I show my thinking for problems asking me to compare the value of digits? We need to name for kids that these problems are asking them to compare the value of digits, right? This says compare the value of this to this, right? Compare this to this. This says compare this to this. And so we need to brighten that line for them of like what these problems are asking, and therefore we're going to use a place value chart to show our work. Okay. So for part A, you're going to shade in 1/10, and then it says shade one whole. So you're going to shade 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10, 10/10. I actually want you to shade them all separately so that you can count all the way up to 10. How many tenths make one whole? 10. Okay. A tenth is 1/10 of the value of one whole. I know that. For so many reasons, you know that. You just counted it. You said that this is 1 part of 10, right? And then a whole is 10 times the value of 1/10. If I had one of these and I multiplied it by 10, I would have one of these, right? 1/10, one whole is 10 times the value of this. And I know that because I just did it. I just counted 10 of them and I got one whole. So let's also then write in what 1/10 is and one whole. I can write 1/10, the one goes in the tenths place, and one whole, the one goes in the ones place. So I can see that as I move in this direction, right, I have 10 thousandths make 100th, 10 hundredths make 1/10, 10 tenths make one whole, 10 ones make 10, 10 tens make 100. And then the other way, it goes the opposite. I can say 100 divided by 10 is 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1. 1 divided by 10 is 1/10. We just did that. 1 divided by 10 is 1/10. 1/10 divided by 10 is 100th. 100th divided by 10 is 1,000. So we know that divide by 10, we also know like this we are saying is 1/10. So here we need to like make this jump for kids and say dividing by 10 is the same as multiplying by 1/10. 1/10 of these, or like this, is 1/10 of this. I know if I were to divide this by 10, I would get this, right? So we would say that this is the same as times 1/10 times 1/10 times 1/10. Okay, as we move right, we get smaller units. As we move left, we get bigger units. Okay, so now let's look at part B. How does the value of the 8 and 9 and 82 hundredths compare to the value of the 8 and 8 and 503 thousandths? Let's write both numbers in. Let's highlight this 8 and this 8. This 8 is 1/10 of the value of this. I know that because we just talked about it. This represents 8 tenths. This represents 8 wholes. 8 tenths is 1/10 the value of 8 wholes. If I had 10 of these, right? And I added 8 tenths 10 times, or if I multiplied 8 tenths times 10, I would end up with 8 wholes. 10 of 8 tenths would be equal to 8 wholes. This is also similar to the work that we did yesterday with multiplying and dividing by powers of 10, right? If I had this and I multiplied by 10, it would slide into this position. Okay, 10 of these makes one of these. Okay, now let's look at the next one. How does the value of the 6 in 60 and 43 hundredths compare to the value of 6 in 26 and 5 tenths? Again, they're asking us to compare the value of this 6 and this 6. This 6 represents 6 tens, and this 6 represents 6 ones, right? I know that this is 10 times what this is. So 60, the 6 in this number, is 10 times the value of 6 wholes. Okay, I moved this direction, I moved to the right, and so I know that this is 10 times whatever this is. So again, we want to stamp the understanding for kids. These types of problems are asking us to compare the value of digits. In order to compare the value of digits, we need to write them in a place value chart, write both numbers in the place value chart, and then determine, are we multiplying by 1/10 or are we multiplying by 10?